Hey, what's up guys, TotallyDubbed here, and today I'm doing a video review on the Lioncast LK20 mechanical gaming keyboard. Now, as you might see, this is a German layout keyboard, and that is because the keyboard is only available on Amazon.de at the moment because of its layout. Now, on Amazon.de it can be found for €90, and in the UK it can be found for 120 odd pounds. So I'd ignore the UK pricing and I'll be reviewing it at around 80 odd pounds to €90. That is what you can find at the moment. Now, in comparison to other keyboards in the market, this is actually one of the cheaper German layout keyboards you can find, at least on Amazon.de. However, in the UK it is more expensive, even via a Euro to UK conversion, than the Cooler Master Master Keys Pro M, which has a mechanical Cherry MX Brown within it, just like the Lioncast LK20. Regardless, for the German market, this is rather unique and it's a little bit cheaper than its rivals. So how does it do? Now, first of all, in the box you get a keyboard, you get a wrist rest, which I'll get into in just a bit. You got a manual, which is all German, but if you understand a little bit about keyboards, you'll pretty much understand it even if you don't speak a word of German. And you've got 4 extra keycaps, which I've attached over here, and a key puller. Now, first, let's talk about the build quality of the keyboard. Now, the keyboard is terminated by a single USB cable, which is non-braided, which is fine, as it doesn't really catch onto anything. Underneath, you've got keyboard risers, which are good because they've actually got a little rubber grip over here, which prevent it from sliding. You've got rubber bits at the end as well, which is nice. Now, in terms of other ports, there are none, and in terms of keyboard flex, there is barely any, if any at all, despite its plastic construction. Now, the keyboard itself is a TKL, so therefore you should be accustomed to no numpad on the side, and that is the design of the keyboard. Now, the keyboard itself has various functions, and they can be all accessed via the FN key over here, and using the F1 to F12 keys. You've got, say, a browser, the calculator, full media controls, which all work flawlessly with Windows 10. You can also adjust the backlight. Now, the backlight keys are only these keys, which are illuminated right here, and if you press FN and the arrow keys up and down, you can adjust it. So you can turn it off completely and go up in increments of 25, and when you reach its top setting, it has a sort of pulsating light. Now, there's no other customization other than that, and there is no software, which is a great thing because you don't need any software to use the keyboard, but you can obviously use third-party software if you so wish for macro keys and whatnot. Now, the caps lock button is activated by saying FN and this, and you can see the caps lock button activated over there, and then the scroll lock as well can be activated by FN and Roland over here. Other than that, you've got a Windows lock key, which is activated by FN F12, and you can see the blue illumination which comes up over here, which disables the Windows key, which is useful for gamers. Other than that, there is a full, the keyboard has got full writing over here. In other words, it's all the keys that you'd need with a Lioncast logo at the bottom, which is a nice little touch. Now, the keyboard itself feels nice and is really nice to type on. So what I'm going to do is go quiet and start typing on the keyboard for you guys to hear. So there we go, that's a little quick typing test, and I must say I'm very impressed with the way the keyboard feels. There's no keyboard flexing and no sort of concaving or bouncing that occurs, and the keys are sturdy and they don't wobble too much. However, a note on the keys is that I found that they're like a somewhat in-between of a Cooler Master keycap and a Logitech keycap. They're not light, nor are they heavy and well built, but they're just sitting in between. These keys are better built than the blue ones over here, which really feel like kind of cheap Chinese keycaps which have been included. Nevertheless, there are extras, so I can't really complain all that much. Now, as you might have heard, these keys which I found underneath are Cherry MX Browns, and I really like the fact they've used Cherry MX Browns because they're really great switches. Cherry is a well-known company, and unfortunately nowadays a lot of companies are cheaping out on the actual mechanical keys, key switches, and using Chinese variants like Caliph, or creating their own switches via OEM designs, and I must say I'm very impressed with the fact that what they've used over here and what they've done. So Cherry MX Brown, great recommendation, great for typing, great for gaming, and is a little in between. If you find it a little bit loud, you can put black O-rings, which will cost you about 10 odd pounds or 10 odd euros, and that won't be a big problem. Now, overall, I think the keyboard is very nice. The wrist rest is also very nice, even though it's a little bit cheapish looking. It just basically feels like a cut-out foam part with a Lioncast logo on it. But nevertheless, its inclusion is very nice, and it means that you have a nice typing experience or a gaming experience. The TKL experience as well is great because it reduces the distance you have with your mouse, meaning that you can position your mouse closer to your keyboard and therefore have a better ergonomic stance or even posture when you're sitting at your desk gaming. So overall, I must say the keyboard is very, very nice. It has a nice typing experience. The keys are good and not cheap. The lighting controls are nice and decent and are just useful for FPS gamers. The media controls and all the extra FN keys work flawlessly, and overall, in terms of pricing, in the DE market, so in the German market, it competes very well, to the point that you would I can't see why you would buy another TKL keyboard over this one, unless you want fully illuminated keys or RGB keys of sorts. Then go for something else. If you want something plain and simple and you want to save yourself some money, get this instead. In the UK market, unfortunately, the same can't be said because you can find a lot better for a lot cheaper, but as it's a DE layout, I can't see many people in the UK actually buying this keyboard for any given reason, and if you do, then you would save yourself some money and buy its competitors rather than spending about 120 odd pounds for the keyboard. So there we go, guys. That's my thoughts and opinions of the keyboard. If you're in a German market, you're looking for a German layout keyboard, then I'll definitely suggest this keyboard. Until the UK version comes out, I can't really comment on that in terms of UK competition, but nevertheless, this is a fantastic keyboard and I would definitely recommend it. Alright guys, I've been Totally Dubbed. Make sure you give it a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what you think about TKL keyboards or rival keyboards of its sorts, and regardless, let me know what you're actually using yourself on a daily basis. Alright guys, I've been Totally Dubbed. Take care and bye bye.